Hello, it is October 21st, 2025. And in more news on how everything's great, top generals are now using AI to make important decisions. Also, Luigi Mangione, remember him? He got clawed by, I want to make sure I get this correct. He got clawed by 7 Thai ladyboys before allegedly assassinating the United Healthcare CEO. And yes, we do have one quick probe story. This is Inverted World Live. What is up, world? We are so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. This is Inverted World Live, and I'm your host, Shane Cashman. And we got a lot going on today. My goodness, this Luigi story just dropped a little earlier. It took me by surprise. But we have some AI stories lined up for you, some probe news, of course, because every day there's something new at this probe. And yeah, we're going to go to callers in about 30 minutes. If you have a fun story you want to share with us, something about anything, aliens, demons, sleep paralysis, cryptids, military abduction, perhaps. I haven't had one of those in a while. Give us a call. The link to call in is pinned in the chat on Rumble and YouTube. We'd love to hear from you. And you can also call in and talk about something we've discussed earlier in the show. Perhaps Luigi Mangione, perhaps AI. And, maybe at some point we'll even give our friends at Kohler, Kohler, a call to talk to them about their toilet camera. I did find a 24/7 customer service line, so I might try it. I am, of course, joined by Brandon. What's up, dude?
What's up, Shane? What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are up on a Tuesday, like Shane says, and there's some weird shit going on, so let's get into it.
I mean, when you put it like that, how do I not segue to calling Kohler? But we're going to hold off on that just now. Hello, everybody that's joining us from IRL. So glad you're here. We got top generals using AI, the Pentagon boasting about AI death machines. We'll probably talk about AI lavender, AI clones, and Luigi Mangione, of course, being clawed by 7 Thai ladyboys before the alleged assassination. A sentence I never thought I'd say.
I'm honestly really curious as to know how they figured out there were 7 of them. Like, did they go by the scratch wounds? Did he admit that there was 7 of these T-boys going in there on him? I don't know.
Well, let's just start with that story really quick. Let's do that. We'll just start with Luigi, and then we'll get into AI, because this is just something else. This is from the Daily Mail. Luigi Mangione, how do you guys say it? He was clawed by 7 Thai ladyboys. That's in the headline during mysterious disappearance months before United Healthcare
Can't
CEO
make
murder.
This shit up.
This is a great headline, everybody. This is a great headline. You notice they're not showing us the image of him when he's dressed exactly like Lee Harvey Oswald, because there is that image out there.
They're not showing us the chest scratches either. I kind of want to see are they patterned?
Also, like, the mysterious disappearance is strange too. That's something that's been happening with a few of these alleged assassins or murderers. I believe that kid who shot up the building in New York City recently, who they said had CTE, was also missing for a little bit. Weird. Like, what's going on there? Makes me think of MK Ultra. But then again, most things do. Anyway, Luigi Mangione. I'm going to say Mangione. It just sounds more Italian that way.
I think that's how you say it.
Mangione.
A bibbidi bobbidi.
My Italian friends are going to kill me now. Reportedly experienced a whirlwind few months in Asia, including an encounter with Thai ladyboys. It keeps saying that, guys. It's not me. It's Daily Mail. Before he was accused of murdering the CEO of United Healthcare on the streets of Midtown Manhattan. Mangione, 26, was arrested last November in connection with Brian Thompson's brutal slaying. It's crazy. It's almost a year. It's almost a year since this happened, and then the drones appeared, and then we got January 1st with Cybertruck exploding, terror attack in New Orleans, and then we're just off to the races. It's been an insane year. Crazy. So he was indicted in December and has been in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in New York. Before he became the center of a case that captivated the nation, Mangione had backpacked through Asia and befriended American travelers Soccer player Christian
Sakini?
Sacchini, you know this one? You a soccer guy?
I'm just guessing here, but
a football guy?
Sakini.
I'm gonna say sashimi. It sounds like something I'd order.
I was gonna say that's some sushi shit. Right
Yeah,
there.
I think this is not American. This is actually Japanese.
Sashimi.
Sashimi. In a recent interview with the New York Times, Sacchini revealed his encounter with Mangione in March 2024. So here we go. Just 8 months before he would be accused of murder. Sacchini's friend, who wasn't named in the article, revealed that after Mangione befriended him, he sent a message on WhatsApp revealing the wild nights he had in Thailand. So we're getting this like this is a third party account. I love that the news does this stuff. Fascinating. Why are they doing this?
I was going to say, I kind of really wonder like where they got this from, but that makes probably the most sense to me.
It does make sense, but I'm curious why. Why? I mean, it's always
They
a why.
talked to Mr. Zucchini at the Daily Mail about 7 Daily Mails that clawed up Mangione.
That's good. That's good. One message said Mangione was beaten up by 7 ladyboys. Ladyboy, for those who don't know, is the English translation of katoi. You want to say that? You want to say it in your best Thai accent?
It looks more like Katui.
Katui. I don't know, that's definitely not Thai, but I just felt like saying it that way, which refers to a transgender woman and is often seen as derogatory. But the Daily Mail will say it 30,000 times in this article, and I will say it 60,000 times. Mangione had also sent a photo to Sacchini's friend of his scratched up arm after the encounter. Mangione met the 2 American travelers at the Stumble Inn in Bangkok. Again, no pun intended. Just gonna let that silence sit there.
I'm fighting.
I'm letting I'm getting really used to silence after the attack
I'm fighting
on
right
me
now.
yesterday with the brutal silence. So I'm just gonna let that silence. Again, the ladyboys attacked him in Bangkok.
At the Stumble Inn.
Oh, goodness gracious!
That's a very English name
What
for
is going on in this world?
Bangkok.
Seriously.
Travelers Inn.
Oh goodness, this is not how I intended this night to go. He told the 2 that he grew up in Maryland and had been living in Hawaii. We have some pictures of Luigi that may or may not be AI. Who knows if this guy is even real? They told the Times that they spoke with Mangione for hours about Sacchini's soccer career, artificial intelligence, and even the healthcare industry in the U.S. Mangione reportedly was shocked when Sacchini told him how much an MRI scan cost in Thailand. Sacchini's friend showed the Times several photos of their time with Mangione in Thailand, including a photo of the alleged murderer standing in a marijuana dispensary. That might connect people to, I think the Supreme Court is right now thinking about whether people who smoke weed should have guns. Should be able to have a gun.
That's been on the table since the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Illinois has already dealt with this back in like 2020. And they, from what I understand, now this could have been bullshit because this was just a reported something online that a guy received a notice in the mail saying, hey, you know, we found out that you're either soliciting or smoking weed, or maybe he signed up for a medical card or something. I think that's the only way that it's been tracked, is if you applied for a medical card, but you also had a FOID and or a CCL. Once they made the connection there, they notified him that he immediately needed to turn in all of his firearms and ammunition under federal penalty.
Oh, heck no.
So because he's like known, and there's also something too, when you buy a weapon in Illinois, there is a checkbox you have to mark that says, I don't use or do drugs. You know, and it's kind of like a trick question. It's like, have you done drugs?
Right.
You
and
know,
it's like, how do you define drugs? Like, I don't smoke weed anymore. I used to.
It might have been a little bit. It's been a while since I filled that form out, but it might have been a little more specific. But basically, the in and out of it is if you check that box as yes, they instantly deny your application, and you're not allowed to have a medical card, but you still get to keep your weapons, and it's vice versa the other way around.
I think everyone should have a gun. I think they should just hand it out. Sacchini's friend. So I'm just interested in like why these details are in here and why we're hearing this now. This guy had a year to do this. The Daily Mail literally publishes anything. Look at this picture. Are these ladyboys, Brandon? Did you pull up?
I don't know. I don't.
Which
are we supposed to be looking for lumps?
I'll let you handle that. Our ladyboy correspondent,
the lump checker.
Oh no!
Looking for bumps in Thailand.
Don't clip that, guys. Let him have it. So Mangione had planned on traveling with the men to Vietnam, but decided to venture to Japan instead. In a voice memo to Sakini's friend, Mangione said that although Vietnam sounded fun, he yearned to slow down from the chaos and then assassinate someone. No, we don't know that. It's allegedly. I really don't know. I don't believe this whole story as well. I mean, I still to this day think some of those pictures that came out of this suspect, that they're not the same person. And I still am telling you that one of them had a mask on, which we did end up seeing with the Minneapolis assassin who took out the politicians, was wearing a mask. Not a good mask. For him, I was talking about like the CIA mask. Remember we pulled up that lady who tricked, who was it, Bush, with her mask in the Oval Office?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Was Bush 41?
Yeah, old school.
Okay.
OG Bush. I'm sorry.
OG Bush.
I am a child.
We are off the rails. Only 11 minutes into the
This is
show.
what happens when they make me read this article. And by they, I mean myself. When Mangione arrived in Tenkawa, a small Japanese village in the Nara Mountains, he sent his new friends another voice note. Just be happy I didn't do it with my eyes. Detailing how beautiful the area was. I'm just going to zen out and do some Buddha, he told them, according to the Times.
Do some Buddha.
Yeah, because that's how kids talk. It's like moving your vehicle. During his time abroad, Mangione also had a video call with British writer Gurwinder Bogle after subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Bogle told the Times that Mangione mentioned he was surrounded by people who weren't on his wavelength and that he craved a community of like-minded individuals. Mangione had stayed in a small inn during his time in Tenkawa, and the inn's owner, Jintaro Mihara, told the Times that he stayed there for 6 days and left the room immaculate. If asked who would be the most impressive and tidiest guest ever in my business record, I'll answer it's him, said the owner. This is a very strange story.
Shout out to the guy wearing the Derrick Rose jersey at one of these Thailand bars right here.
Is that what we have?
That's my boy right there, even though I have no idea who he is. But yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
we love Derrick Rose in Chicago, so that's hilarious to see.
Does Derrick Rose play basketball? I feel like, doesn't he just get injured? Is that Derrick Rose?
That was his time in Chicago. Was tragic because it was just surrounded by just really, really bad injuries.
Yeah.
And once he left, he was fine to
He's a great player.
finish out his
Yeah.
career. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they retired him back in, was it last year?
You make it sound like a
in Chicago?
racehorse. You make it sound like a racehorse.
He basically was,
retired
man.
him.
They treated him like one, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's brutal. So where am I? I'm just gonna read a little more of this. This is a very interesting article. This is why I was interested in the headline, obviously, like what is going on with this guy. And I'm still, I was interested in the case, but why now? Very interested in why people come forward with this. What takes it so long? Why are they showing us this? It's always interesting to me.
It could just be one of those things where they're just like, we need to report on Mangione in some way, shape, or form. Ooh, I got it.
We have 7 ladyboys. They could have found the 7 ladyboys for this article.
The LBs.
The details are finally coming together, and I don't feel any doubt about whether it's right, justified. I'm glad in a way that I've procrastinated because it allowed me to learn more about UHC. He wrote in an August entry. Not sure what UHC is. Do you?
United Healthcare.
Oh yeah. Oh. Duh. Interesting.
Is this the
The messages are like that are always so on the nose. I don't know. Mangione is currently facing New York state and federal charges for Thompson's murder. A judge ruled last week that his trial in Pennsylvania, where he was arrested, is on hold until he can appear in person in court. Federal officials haven't allowed Mangione to be transferred for court appearances until his New York case plays out. He is scheduled to appear in court for litigation on December 1st, according to his legal defense information page. So there you go. Luigi Mangione attacked by 7 ladyboys in Thailand before the alleged assassination. Now, let's get to this top U.S. Army general. Things are getting spicy with AI. This is from the Post. The top U.S. Army general says he's using ChatGPT to help make key command decisions. A top U.S. Army general stationed in my phone is
South Korea.
Out. Yep, said he's been turning to an artificial intelligence chatbot to help him think through key command and personal decisions. The latest sign that even the Pentagon's senior leaders are experimenting with generative AI tools. Major General William Hank Taylor, commanding general of the 8th Army, told reporters at the Association of the United States Army Conference in Washington, D.C., that he's been using ChatGPT to refine how he makes choices affecting thousands of troops. Chat and I have become really close lately. He's already got a nickname for it. He doesn't even he'd say the whole thing is just chat. That's what he said during a media roundtable Monday.
Me and GPT are boys.
Yeah, though he shied away from giving examples of personal use. His remarks on ChatGPT developed by OpenAI were reported by Business Insider. "I'm trying to build models to help all of us," Taylor was quoted as saying. He added that he's exploring how AI could support his decision-making processes, not in combat situations, but in managing day-to-day leadership tasks. Okay. "As a commander, I want to make better decisions," the general explained. "I want to make sure that I make decisions at the right time to give me the advantage." Taylor, who also serves as chief of staff for the United Nations Command in South Korea, said he views the technology as a potential tool for building analytical models and training his staff to think more efficiently. The comments mark one of the most direct acknowledgments to date of a senior American military official using a commercial chatbot to assist in leadership or operational thinking. The U.S. military has been pushing to integrate artificial intelligence into its operations at every level, from its logistics and surveillance to battlefield tactics, as rival nations like China and Russia race to do the same. Officials say AI-driven systems could allow faster data processing and more precise targeting, though they also have look, there's a typo in your post. Have also raised concerns about reliability and accountability when software takes on roles traditionally reserved for human judgment. The Pentagon has said future conflicts could unfold at machine speed, requiring split-second decisions that exceed human capability. That should scare everybody. It's inevitable, unfortunately.
That's the sentence right there that we were looking for.
That's it. I mean, so they're softening this in the beginning with like, he's just using it for personal decisions. It's for leadership role. He has a cute little nickname for it. He calls it chat. It's just a general in chat.
Yeah,
but
they're definitely making it sound way more harmless than it is.
But they're and this has been in the works for a while. There was a report like 3 years ago about the Pentagon allowing AI to decide who it can bomb in certain war scenarios. As I've discussed ad infinitum, AI Lavender is a death machine run by AI in Gaza with a too large of an error rate and hardly really any human oversight as far as we can tell. The IDF has not confirmed this, but when do they tell the truth? There's been lots of reporting on it and what it does and how it runs through a database of names using what probably is a Palantir-like system to correlate and just put all these names together with, I think, facial recognition, and then send bombs out. And last I heard, it had a 10% error rate, and that's just AI for the most part. They do say in some reports that there's a human at the very end of it that says okay, but that they don't even have a lot of time to really evaluate it like youth might think they would. But when you then connect that to this last sentence, right? I'll repeat it. The Pentagon said future conflicts could unfold at, and this is their quote, machine speed, requiring split-second decisions that exceed human capability. This is beyond us now. We've built things that are operating so fast it's beyond us. That's alarming. You know, I didn't send you, I forgot to send you something from Palmer Luckey on Rogan. Did you see any of that with him in the helmet?
No.
And looking through stuff? Maybe we'll look up a clip in a bit, but it's alarming. I mean, it's cool in a way.
Was it the one that was actively reading targets?
Yep.
In the,
Through.
Yeah. This thing had super battle ready capable HUD.
Yep.
With just these glasses that come down out of the helmet. I'm assuming the helmet had kind of like a battery charge to it.
Yep.
I don't know how long the life is on something like that, but the demo showed them infiltrating. The eyes were able to identify friendlies, and it almost looked like you were playing Modern Warfare or something. They've got these little green pips on them that don't shoot them; they're friendly.
Yep.
And it identified a guard as a hostile behind what looked like a kind of shipping container. And he was kind of just patrolling this route. They were able to find when he was facing the other direction, come up from behind him and alleviate the target. using this recognition in the HUD. So
I just sent you a clip on Instagram. I don't know if you can even pull that up, or maybe that'll help you find it. But that's what I was talking about with that, because it's worth seeing. Because there's something he says at the end of that clip that I sent you that should really alarm everyone. I'll keep reading this in the meantime. Former Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall warned last year that rapid advances in autonomous weapons mean response times to bring effects to bear are very short, and that commanders who fail to adapt won't survive the next battlefield. You know, as much as I really dislike this stuff, that's obviously true. We've developed this stuff to such a degree that it is really beyond humanity. And I mean, that is Skynet to a certain degree, you know, and Elon, those are his words too. Elon says that is a possible path. It's either going to be really awesome or it could be Skynet. And that's what he said. That's how I feel too. I think we're probably going to head towards Sky. I think it's inevitable, unfortunately. It probably won't look exactly like Terminator, but I do think it'll start eroding on every liberty that we have, all freedoms. That's already happened, obviously. And it's been happening for, I mean, I would say since the 50s with something like Project Echelon, with their giant listening satellites that could just tap into everything everywhere. And then, you know, move that into something like COINTELPRO. They've been working on this for a long time, where they were just tapping into everything. And now with everyone so connected with, you know, the phones, with computers. And there's this guy, I forget his name. He's the gentleman who was CIA. And I'm like, every time I hear anyone who's CIA and then they say they're former CIA, I'm like, are you really? Although he's very interesting. He was on Rogan recently. He's been on Tucker's 9/11 series. He's a guy who went to jail for basically saying that there was torture at Guantanamo. And it's insane. You know, whether or not he is who he says he is, I think he is, but I have a hard time trusting anyone who's been in the government. That's just my bias. Though I you know, I extend grace and I want to listen to what they have to say and then cross-reference and see if it's true. But he's told some pretty crazy stories about emails being intercepted and just how easy it is. You know, they're listening all the time. Yeah, I complain about my phone, but like we've got Lockheed Martin satellites up above that say nothing's beyond our reach, listening at all times, global heat mapping the whole world in real time. So it's honestly like when anything bad happens, it's almost like they allow it. And you should always remember that. I had a great conversation today, really great conversation today with a man whose father was in California, was a soldier. I forget what branch he was in. And even back then, before we even got into World War II, his father was saying, you know, this is after Pearl Harbor, right after Pearl Harbor, that we knew, that the government knew. And, you know, that's, most people who've looked into it know that. Churchill seemed to know. FDR seemed to know. You know, you can talk about 9/11. I think we knew. We let it happen. So it's just interesting when they talk about this total information awareness, this machine speed, Palantir, Clearview, trying to predict the future, the pre-crime stuff. It's going to be horrible because the bad things will be allowed to happen, as evidenced throughout recent history. Gaza, you know, I think that was allowed to happen as well. And I'm not the only one. You know, that shouldn't be alarming. You think of the Iron Dome, you're like, how does that happen? But I digress. Other programs are being used to sift through satellite data, track logistics, and streamline administrative paperwork for units in the field. The Army Special Operations Forces have adopted similar tools to reduce what they call the cognitive burden on operators. That's also a problem. So they're already counting on the fact that you are cognitively declined, that there's too much on you. So we're outsourcing our cognition and a lot of our decision-making to a machine. And in large part, these machines suck. You know, they're getting better, but also, you know, we're watching, I think, as I've been using Grok and asking it questions, trying to do kind of what this general's talking about in terms of like personal, not really personal, but like research for my own sake, for the show, and then ask it things I know to see what it responds, how it responds, see what it leaves out, see what it gets wrong. You know, this is going to happen now in the military. And, you know, how could this go wrong if AI is hallucinating and sort of degrading because it's a human centipede of information? Because we're all feeding it, you know? It only exists because all the stuff we've put out there. I also know that a lot of people in the government are using closed off AIs that aren't connected to the world, you know. But still, the military. I mean, I respect soldiers, and I know a lot of people who've worked in government and soldiers. I grew up near West Point, so I respect some people who are close to that world. But I know a lot of them are also as retarded as me. So that you're going to get this degradation of the AI no matter what. So this is alarming. It should alarm all of you. And they're telling us now that top generals are okay with outsourcing their cognition, their decision making to this machine. Because on top of all that, war in the new battlefield is going to be happening so fast at lightning speed that you have to rely on the machine if you want to win.
It's like I would like to think that they're still ultimately making the decisions or approving them, not just like, yeah, let GPT handle it. I'm going to lunch.
I hope so,
you know, and 1,000 people die while he's on his lunch break thanks to GPT making a decision. I would like to think that these things still require approval.
I hope so. That's like Lavender. They say that Lavender has that approval too, but I just don't know. Because at a certain point, it's going to be so fast. Will you even have a chance to read the summary? You know, like they'll just show you a green button and a red button. Just press it. So let's go on. We'll move on from this. And in happier news, not really. We'll talk about AI clones. Let's pull up that Suzanne Summers. Did you find that article or that video, by the way?
No, I did not.
That's fine.
I have to solve that issue tonight that I'm having with Insta just hating me. But
Synchrotron is in the chat saying the robots are going to take over. It's inevitable.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm laughing only because it's true.
It's a sinister laugh, diabolical even.
Just checking with our chat, a real chat filled with real people. As far as I know, someone did say that we did have bots in the chat, right? At some point.
Sometimes I feel like we get bots from like Tim. And they'll rate us, and the bots will come over and just start effing with everybody in chat.
If you're a bot, reveal yourself right now.
Yeah, once it's known to me, usually these guys are pretty good about shouting it out. I'll try to check chats and block these fake assholes.
Stop being so Sid Vicious. Shane says, Anway passable. I like that. I'm not gonna stop. And Synchrotron says, I'm a Tron, not a bot. Totally different. Okay, Cosmic saying real people. Okay, well, 215 DMC says beep, boop, beep. So I'm assuming that is a bot. Yep, a lot of bots saying beep, boop, beep. So
I gotta block you, dude.
There we go. I had a feeling. A lot of you guys, the ones who say they're real, I don't know. I'm mostly suspicious of you guys. I'm real, I swear. Curtis Bartle says gay. I mean, dude. It's 10:30. Did you not just hear the story about the 7 lady boys ripping Luigi Mangione apart? Welcome to the show. Let's get into Suzanne Summers, shall we?
That sounded terrible.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for. Suzanne Summers' AI clone created by her husband 2 years after TV icon's death. You can't tell the difference, he said.
It's amazing. Amazing.
The Pentagon is creating death machines with their robots, and Hollywood is creating clones of their dead wives. And we've also discussed there's people in Hollywood who have sold their likeness in perpetuity to AI, so they're immortal now.
Well, there's people that haven't. Look at the Robin Williams situation we discussed a couple weeks ago.
Right.
That's
She's torture. It's torture.
Against probably the wishes of the deceased, and definitely against the wishes of his daughter, as we saw. She's pissed, and she had some pretty good things to say about it. It was very impressive.
It was great.
Actually.
Yeah, very impressed. So here we go. Just over 2 years after Suzanne Summers' death, the late actor and fitness icon's widower Alan Hamill has revealed he's created an AI clone of Summers for online fan interactions. Hamill gave an exclusive interview to People magazine and officially announced that a Suzanne AI twin is in development, calling it a really interesting project. Summers and Hamill were married for 55 years. She died in October 2023 from breast cancer.
55 years.
Yeah.
You would think there would be some kind of reverence. But this seems to me like, hey, let's keep her alive so I can keep making money until I'm dead.
This is Hollywood where everything's a commodity, unfortunately. Even love.
It's terrible.
It was Suzanne, and I asked her a few questions, and she answered them, and it blew me and I should just stop there. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm in a weird space today, obviously, and everybody else away. I mean, why is this guy saying this? Come on. Hamill, 89, told the publication about the AI clone of his late wife. When you look at the finished one next to the real Suzanne, you can't tell the difference, dude. This is devastating. Devastating. He says it's amazing. And I mean, I've been with Suzanne for 55 years, so I know what her face looks like.
Yeah, I should hope so.
When I just look at the two of them side by side, how are you doing that? I guess pictures. Do you still have her?
That was the first thing to cross my mind. I'm like,
you have her?
he's just got her corpse laying in a bed somewhere, like some of those weird people used to do back in the day.
I really can't tell which one is the real and which one is the AI.
Yeah,
dude, I really don't like this stuff. This is scary stuff.
To the point here, this is what we've been talking about for months.
Yeah.
We're seeing it here. We're seeing it in the military already,
Yeah.
which if it doesn't alarm you, it should. It really should. You're way too lax on the subject if you think that this isn't going to turn into something crazier than we're witnessing now. This is just the beginning.
This is, I really believe, the only thing that matters right now. The left sucks. We know that. And they're violent, and we got to worry about it. The right also sucks, guys. You know, and I consider myself a conservative and a Christian, but the right I have seen is completely flawed. I'm not just talking about the politicians, the people in the right, you know, a lot of the influencers, you know, you see, I'm so upset with some of these influencers today who are allegedly conservative, who are now telling people to vote for Cuomo, which is like, I left New York because of this guy, in large part. You know, I got a job opportunity, I left, but thank God we were trying to leave New York because he's a genocidal maniac. Like 15,000 elderly because he decided to put COVID patients in nursing homes. No one told him to do that. He's not the only governor that did it, but he's a psychopath. And it's insane that he got Me Too'd instead of Nuremberg trialed, because he's a criminal. These are crimes against humanity. And now we have, I don't know, I can't even tell him. All those conservative chicks look the same to me. And now they're saying they're for Cuomo. I'm like, dude, he is just as evil as Mamdani. He just looks different. They're both psychotic. They're both bloodthirsty, and they're both city killers. And it's just bad. So all that's to say is, like, politics we know is a problem. It's a disease. Politics is clearly a disease, and the left and the right are both problems. The left is clearly deranged, and they have been for a while. We've been dealing with it for decades. From the Weather Underground, I mean, we can go way back before that, but in sort of recent memory, because I think the Weather Underground is a bookend to today's bookend of where we're at now. But the AI stuff is going to be a huge threat to humanity. And as you know, if you listen to the show, me just saying that makes me a legionnaire of the Antichrist, according to Peter Thiel, who says anyone who criticizes AI is a legionnaire, his words, a legionnaire of the Antichrist. And that's insane. That's insane, because this is going to attack what it means to have a family, what they're going to redefine love. They're going to, like we talked about yesterday, when I think it was Synchrotron talking about the movie Tron. Sorry if it was someone else in the chat saying this, where the AI embodied a husk in the real world. We've discussed this already. We've already seen people marry robots. They're going to redefine marriage again in a new, weirder, crazier way.
Shane, this is going to redefine God.
Mm-hmm. Can't do that, but they're going to try.
Yeah.
They're going to try. And that's what they call it.
And yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be successful. Obviously, you guys are going to hold the line, true religious folk that are against this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, make no mistake, it's a matter of, we've already seen it. We've already heard it.
Yep.
This is them trying to create a new God or an anti-God.
Yep. So Darth Tater said AI is the Antichrist. I'm willing to have that conversation. I do think that they're building, this is their golden calf. And someone just below you, I think, said actually something about false idols, and I lost it. But Stay Hydrated said, sounds like he missed the part about false idols. I mean, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're building false idols. It's in complete defiance of God and humanity. And they're trying to make it sound like, oh, look, he's got his wife back. I mean, this never works out well. This never works out. We've seen Pet Sematary. I mean, it's terrifying. Not saying that's exactly what's going to happen, but it's kind of what's going to happen. He brought back the dead through this depraved technology. You know, and I understand how it can be a fun tool. I totally get it. But Man, oh man. First, 101st Corn Pop says, Shan, I like you. Can you say hello? No. No, hello. What's good? What is
Hell
good?
no, not hello.
Thank you for that. But and what do we got here? We got a chat from Curtis Bartle 4381. I'm assuming you're a bot. No. Thank you for the chat. Good campfire soup kids. Okay. I don't know what that's in reference to. Should I? I don't. But now I want to look it up. I'm scared.
Sounds like a Campbell's commercial.
Or it could be a band, a new band name.
Oh, no, not
Let me
one.
know. Am I missing? What am I missing with that reference? Guys, I grew up under a rock. So, Nomi Black says a robot goes to church to get baptized. That will become a thing. I guarantee it. There will be people who says, this robot embodies my dead wife. I want to baptize it. It sounds like my wife. It's answering like my wife. Baptize it. And churches will be forced to decide whether they do it or not.
The interesting thing is going to be to see, like we said, we've talked about this a couple months ago too. The guy that married a robot that he built back in 2008. Wait until these people are uploading AIs into these bodies, recreating their lost loved ones to the degree that we can't tell the difference, and then filing to remarry.
You're right.
Or something along those lines. These people are going to be replacing their dead loved ones with robots with AI.
It's happening. It's happening. Hollywood's going to get it first, and it's going to come down to everyone else. Elonzo Musk says they'll have him support dog and say nice shit to us, but it's just AI. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I feel like you're right. I'm just going to say you're right. They are going to have talking dogs. Oh, okay. Alonzo Musk up above says talking Neuralink dogs being sold to the public will be weird. That's going to happen. It's going to get weird, guys. You understand this, right? It's going to get way weirder.
Dennis is 7884 says death becomes her 2025.
Yo.
Absolutely.
Exactly. You know, like they've destabilized reality so much where you have to accept anything absurd. Now, like we've been living through absurd times legitimately for 5 years, but I think my whole life, your whole life. But you can't deny the last 5 years have just been insane. That's why everyone's talking about being in a simulation. You know, I don't believe in the computer simulation, but this fake reality that they put on top of real reality is like this absurd chaos reality where it's like anything goes, but it's real at the same time because we've talked about the de-extinction projects. They're bringing back dire wolves. They're not technically dire wolves. They look like dire wolves. They're bringing back the woolly mammoth, saber-toothed tiger. Dude, it's going to be... Skeptic Mystic says Peter Thiel knows about the Antichrist. Oh, he does.
That's a whole nother thing too there. Corn Pop saying people think it's fucking crazy, but they're coming for your body parts. Now, what happens when they start assembling bodies for this thing?
We know that. We remember what RFK Jr. put out just a few months ago about organ harvesting and organ
which we
donations?
know they're already doing it with internal organs, but I'm talking about like appendages, like Jack Skellington type scenario, building a human.
They're definitely doing
bringing it to life in some capability and shoving an AI system in it.
I think they've been doing it.
Those are going to be the real skin jobs.
They've been doing it. So let's see. What else do we have here? I don't want to have to read more about the Suzanne Summers thing.
It's kind of weird. You guys get the idea.
You guys get the idea.
Yeah.
Let's. What else did I send you? We'll do a quick probe news, then we'll get to phone calls, shall we?
Yes, the probe.
How could we not?
She gets closer every day.
Oh, did I even send? I didn't send it to you, right? Let me find it.
No. Actually, you. I think you have this one.
So this is from space.com. Comment, and this is from 5 hours ago. 3i Atlas could soon shower NASA's Jupiter probe in charged particles. I mean, every article I've read tonight is gay. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna erase this episode right when we're done.
Do we have a definition for what that is? Is it like a golden shower?
Yeah.
Is it like a ruby shower?
So basically, 3i Atlas is now confirmed to be a ladyboy.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a golden shower. I mean, it's everything about this thing is ridiculous. So, okay, this is our first quote. We study cometary bodies because they act as time capsules, sealing in material from their formation billions of years ago. The Europa Clipper spacecraft may soon be pummeled by charged particles ripped away from the ion tails streaming from the interstellar comet 3i Atlas. That's a new prediction from 2 European researchers whose computer code allows them to identify when spacecraft can align with a comet's tail and the sun. Completely harmless to the spacecraft, the event provides a rare and fortuitous alignment and a unique opportunity to directly sample material from a comet from beyond our region of the cosmos. We have virtually no data on the interior of interstellar comets and the star systems that formed them. Samuel Grant of the Finnish Meteorological Institute, who led the research, told Space.com. Sampling the tail in this way is the closest we can currently get to a direct sample of such an object, and thus a different part of the galaxy. So it's just golden showering. The Jupiter probe, from one probe to another. Bangkok. Let's call it a day. We're going to sign off now. We will see you guys later. Have a great day. No, let's get the calls. It's just every day with the probe, man, it's getting out of control. I think they are building up to something. I think they're trying to blue beam this. It seems crazy. What do we got down here?
Oh, I'm just running the running the banner.
Yeah.
Guys, links are in the chats. Feel free to call in. We'll start getting some people on the show here.
I should use Rumble. Said don't cross streams.
Yep, there's a lot of interesting things going on in chat right now, all things considered, and who can blame them? The things that were discussed in the last 42 minutes, which I cannot believe. We actually just spent 42 minutes discussing some of the shit that we just talked about, but yeah.
Metal Flake says, LOL, sampling tail, huh?
Blue beamed and blue balled. Yeah, we've created several monsters.
Yeah, good. So let's get a caller, and then I'm going to try calling Kohler. Is there no link in Rumble? No, it's in there. I see you, Nate Hall. It's up. If you can see, it's up top. But
some people don't get it. It's like one of those things. Like, I don't know. It's some weird ass glitch that happens, but some people don't see it when they join late. I'm gonna throw it back out there right now.
Cool.
In both chats, just in case you guys don't see it. And then let's see. Let me see who we got in here.
MFT2 says 3i Atlas should be nuked. I was saying that last night about this new moon NASA says we have. Just nuke it if you really want to practice. Just nuke it. I'm not going to miss it. Nuke both of them for all I care.
All right, let's bring on Cyber.
Randall Flagg, great name. And he says Peter Thiel says he wants to live forever via uploading iOS consciousness into a simulation. It's a lot like Ray Kurzweil.
Hey.
Hello.
The latest video on 3i Atlas I saw, it disappeared.
Yes.
Behind the sun, yeah.
That's right.
It went behind the sun when they expected it to come out. It wasn't there.
It's supposed to pull a pit maneuver, from what we're understanding. So it's according to what we were talking about yesterday, it could be slowly bending around to change trajectories, but that has not been confirmed for us yet. So
maybe it's gone forever into the sun,
or it stopped at its height.
What were you saying?
They're not coming up with new stuff anymore.
In terms of like stories to tell us?
Yeah.
I agree. I love that.
Every day it was doing a new thing.
It's like Hollywood. They have no new ideas. So, like Hollywood, they're just repeating themselves.
Just putting out water, just putting out nickel without putting out iron.
Yep.
Pissing particles on people and things, and yep.
I like that everyone in the chat already knows to say what's up to Chattanooga.
All right.
You doing good?
Yeah, man.
Good. Anything else you want to share?
Not really.
Okay, fantastic.
We just go to the next caller, dog.
All right, man. Appreciate it,
Thanks
brother.
for calling in. We'll have more Atlas news when it breaks.
If there is.
All right.
There will be.
Nice. All right, thanks for calling in, man.
Will
Yeah.
be. 101 101st Corn Pop says I don't agree with the whole second moon. No, there's no moon at all. I mean, there might be one rock up there, but hey, Mike Morgado says this is the best damn show in chat, and that's correct. That is correct. I agree.
I can't. I gotta stop looking at chat, man.
They're so good.
Serious situations. You guys do this shit to me all the time. We'll be in a serious conversation with a serious caller, and I'll see some shit like I just saw in here. This guy says, "This dude eats canned chili, and I'm here for it."
That's amazing.
It's ridiculous, but hilarious for some reason.
Born Hawkeye said, "How's Shane Cashman Stein tonight?" Good. They used to, when my family came over to Ellis Island, it was Sheckelstein, but it was just too on the nose. So they said, we'll do Cashman.
Man. So.
Your Brandon breathe out.
Giant heaving sighs constantly. Where did I just saw something.
Yeah, I'm looking for something too.
Where the hell did it just go?
I got mine. I'm going to go real quick. Danish3 says, how would you fake an invasion? Well, the theory of Project Bluebeam is that they were going to project something in the sky that would be like the coming of Christ, like his return, and that they would be like forming a new world government because everyone would say, oh my goodness, Christ is back. Or it would be projected aliens. I think they've moved beyond that, if that was even a thing. I think they've been slowly seeding the narrative of extraterrestrial life over the past decade, and it's been ramping up. And the past year has been insane. And so I think if they were to do it, they get that ready and in the back of everyone's minds, drones, UFO hearings, Anna Polina Luna. Look, a pretty face on Joe Rogan talking about interdimensional beings. They've like rebranded it from UFO to UAP. And then maybe they drop something crazy like a false flag. It's false flag, but extraterrestrial, but not extraterrestrial. So I don't think it's going to happen like that. I think if we get invaded, it's going to be us invading ourselves, and they're going to call it something else. I really do think that. And we've heard from Annie Jacobson, and I don't know, like Brandon and I listened to this video again on air a few months ago. And when I heard it this time, I started to think that maybe it's fake. But I'll say it again because it is an interesting thought that an author put into her book about Area 51. She believed, and according to her source, the source believed it. The source said that our government was basically mutilating disabled children to make them look like extraterrestrials to scare the Soviets. So, if you think about that, if that's even a possibility, if that's on their radar, you think of the projections, you think of AI, you think of social media.
How were they getting them again? Were these like orphans and disabled children or something? It was something along those lines, wasn't it? Like they were doing this on disabled kids or something.
We know it was
like,
hey,
you guys won't miss these kids. It's fine. They're all screwed up anyway.
I mean, look, yesterday we talked about 75 kids that Quaker Oats and MIT purposefully gave radioactive oatmeal. Then did I say they were disabled? Because they were disabled. It's insane.
I eat canned chili too sometimes. It's all good, man.
Canned chili is all right.
No beans. Leave the beans out. I'm good on that shit.
Yeah, it's I see Skunky Bud Toker. Werner von Braun already predicted this. Smart guy. Crazy guy. Smart guy.
Yet he couldn't predict what they were going to do with the V2.
He knew. Oh, he knew.
Oh, I know. I know he knew that I knew.
And
that he knows.
And they took a lot of meth to make those V2 rockets. I like that he's just one day. Speaking of Annie Jacobson, you can read her book about Operation Paperclip. And in her thing, they talk about how they all start taking a lot of meth. And at one point, they're like, we're going to do lots of meth and build all the rockets.
Black Guitar 14 says the camera, he's talking about the Kohler camera, toilet cam, is to detect who eats canned chili.
Mike Mason says, if Shane is right about space, the projection should be easy AF. Yeah. Stephen Webb says, Shane is cooking right now. Canned chili?
Yeah.
Amazing. Devin Hill says, Rabbi Shanesburg Cashman Stein. That might be a shirt. I might have to wear that. Bust out that shirt. Maybe I'll get if I don't get a haircut, I might even have some of those curls soon.
I'm getting there myself, man. It's starting to peek through the brim of the hat.
Yeah. Maybe then I'll get my $7,000 paycheck. I'll get a haircut.
Cha-ching.
Let's get to another caller, shall we?
Yeah. All right.
No, Born Hawkeye. It's not a joke. I take it seriously. I know, brother. I know. I
I
what
don't
do you think
know.
it's like having a name like Cashman? What's hilarious is that it's an Irish name from an Irish Catholic family, but obviously it is the most Jewish sounding name. I do have Jews in the family though, but their names don't even sound Jewish. But my father's Irish Catholic name from County Cork is Cashman. Unbelievable. It's a curse, guys.
Stephen Wolf, we see you in there. We'll get to you in just a little bit. I want to bring on, I got a couple of names there I don't recognize.
Shlomo Sheckelberg. Thanks, David Parker.
So, I don't know if this name is meant to be a sacred pseudonym, so I'm going to read it this way. It's DK Spiracy, not to be confused with Dick Spiracy, but we'll see.
Oh, there we go again.
We will
This
see.
is one of those episodes, guys.
We are inverted as fuck tonight, guys. Let's keep it going.
I Care 22 says chili needs beans.
Hello.
Breon Hell says something a Jew would say.
Can you hear us?
Oh, no, I'm not some random troll, and yeah, I did want to talk to you, like, about some of what you were saying.
Cool.
As is, like, I've been on your channel for quite a while.
Cool, thank you.
Oh, shit, I haven't muted Rumble. Sorry, my bad.
All
You're
good.
okay. Didn't feedback. You're all good.
Yeah, sorry, I hadn't muted Rumble. Let's go back to where I was.
You're fine.
But, yeah, there we go, sorted now. But, yeah, like, to do with everything that they're planning on happening, and this does go back to the Werner von Braun days and everything that they've been planning.
Mm-hmm.
The fake alien invasion, and I do say fake,
Nice.
fake alien invasion is scheduled for 2027.
Where are you getting that
They're
from?
going to use whatever ancient technology that they've been hiding from us to use mag-lift vehicles and everything that, we aren't allowed to know about. But they've also got the direct energy weapons and the Project Bluebeam. So they're going to make it look like there's thousands of craft in the sky when there could only be 100. But I mean, even that's enough. So you've got 100 craft up there with direct energy weapons, but it looks like there's thousands of them up there. Ronald Reagan even said it. What would unite the world if there was an outside threat?
Mm-hmm.
This is all basically aiming for the one world government.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think they've planned this out for quite some time, and that something big is going to happen. Like I've said this recently, when they shut down the world 5 years ago. The world shut down. That is insane, and we just moved on. Like I can't move on from that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of us can't.
Yeah.
And so like I've been thinking, what is going to happen next? Clearly, we've seen atom bombs fall out of the sky. If you believe in those, we've seen the world shut down. This seems like
I agree with you. I agree with you fully, man. It's like, what the hell are they going to do next? And as I said, all I've been hearing, like for the last decade or two, is that it's scheduled for 2027.
Where are you hearing that?
From, what was it, the wives from X, ex-admirals or something.
Okay, I don't know about
You're
that.
not-
Wives from admirals that have spoken out
So you think
about what they got told and things.
Sorry, brother.
I mean, we can put it down to hearsay, but
Yeah.
at what point do you start ignoring everything when there's so many things that say the same thing?
Well, they're talking about one happening next month. What are your thoughts on that?
It's true.
Nah, they're trying to rush it. That's just keeping you in fear. They have to actually show you that there's aliens first. They have to actually show the world and prove it on mainstream media. And that's going to take the next year.
Did you not?
So they're going to start showing that it is real, or UFOs are real, aliens are real. All right. This is what they're going to play out for the next year. And then in 2027, people will accept that they're real. And then there'll be the fake alien invasion thing that suddenly unites the world to fight this alien horde.
I think that's coming. Like you didn't believe in those alien corpses that they rolled out in the Mexican Congress last year? They look like cake.
Really?
It was
Well,
definitely paper mache.
The thing is, how long do you think this planet's been here? And do you think there was anything else that's ever been here?
Well, I think the planet's only been here over a bit over 6,000 years, and I do think there's. I know I was gonna get a laugh. I'm being serious. I'm being for real. And but I think there are ancient, technologically advanced civilizations within those 6,000 years, and some of them probably bounced, throughout different catastrophes, creating an ancient breakaway civilization, and that those might be aliens.
Yeah. Well, I believe I'm not going to go with the timeline thing because I have absolutely no idea. We've been lied to about so much.
Yeah,
that
for sure.
playing off a timeline we've been fed doesn't actually make sense anymore. But so I get you. So even if we go with your timeline of 6,000 years, at some point in the past, the Earth seems to have been set up like a giant computer chip. Like the ancient civilizations that were all placed on ley lines, and if you looked at them like Google Photos zoom in on these places, a lot of these ancient places actually look like computer chips that are used today. I believe at some point there was a short circuit. I don't know what caused it. I don't know how it happened.
I would say it would be the atom bomb.
I believe there was a short circuit and it just fried everything.
The atom bomb.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I mean, okay, so
I believe it was before. No, I believe it was before that.
Let me say.
I just think the whole circuit board shorted out and fried.
Okay, let me add to that. The atom bomb would be our modern short circuit, but if I believe in ancient technologically advanced civilizations, they could have done something similar. Maybe they built some other thing, right? Had some other technological advancement that wiped them out.
Yeah, the ether and the ether not enhancement. What is it? Using the ether to create the energy. But yeah, at some point something shorted out and it fried everything. That's my thoughts on it.
Great. People in the chat are wondering where you're calling from. Do you mind sharing?
Oh, I'm in New Zealand, everybody.
Sick.
Oh, okay.
New crazy land.
I've never been, but it sounds awesome. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Nah, cool as.
Have a good night.
Cheers, man.
Thanks for having me here. Much love, no fear.
Of course. Metal Flakes says, genuine question for Shane. If the moon is fake, does he believe the sun is what they tell us it is? Oh, yeah. Everything about the sun. I believe everything they say about the sun. Every article, everything is true. If Bill Gates says it, I also believe it. And I think we should block it. I think it's too bright. I think we got to get rid of it.
So
I think it's real. It's something. I just don't know what.
I was going to say, are you being, I'm sensing a undertone here of some BS.
No, how could I?
He's with me on the kind of like we're not in the same position as you are on the moon. Now,
Okay.
I've heard a question since we got in here today that said, if the first moon is fake, what is the second one?
Extra fake.
And beyond that, the sun, if it's complete bullshit and it's not the center of the universe and we're not gravitating around this thing, what the hell is it?
Yep.
Other than just a massive light source, is the heat coming off of it fake? Are the rays coming off of it fake? I mean,
I mean, I think a lot of it is. I think they've lied. I mean, look how we were just talking about. We can't even agree on what radiation does to people.
See, I can't get on board with that because the way that this shit works. I mean, I'm not in tune with it, but if you think about the amount of light and heat that is shed on mass amounts of our planet at one time, known as daytime, and it just revolves around and keeps going. I mean, you're talking about massive machines that would have to be built to induce these types of things like solar rays and heat.
Oh yeah.
To be able to get tanned and sunburned and all that shit.
I don't think that. Like
cancer.
When they're saying that, I think I live in a Truman Show, like to that degree. I mean, although anything's possible, like even those stars we're looking at outside that look like stars and not stars, you know?
Those are fucking drones.
Right.
I know they are.
You know, but like
I know those are drones.
I think there is something that the moon is something. It's just not what they tell us. So when I say it's fake, it's like when I say the clouds are fake. The clouds are there, although I do think some are projections.
Well, the clouds
they're filled with fake stuff.
The clouds I can see, but what if the moon is fake? What do you think it actually is?
I don't know. A
placeholder for something? Is it blocking something?
I don't agree with the timeline that they're telling us. I don't agree with the stories constantly change, just like dinosaurs constantly change. Like you can't trust these narratives. Especially when it comes from the science cult world. You know, I love science, but what it's become is a cult. And it's like you can't even question their science anymore, which is the whole point of science. So like the dinosaurs keep changing, the moon's history keeps changing, the sun is something, you know. And I do think God created the sun. I also think it's possible that they're trying to mess with that too. They try to mess with everything. Look at what they're trying to do on Earth to the sun.
Well, we know they're trying to fuck with the sun because Bill Gates is trying to block it out.
It's what they do. I want to shout out to Brent Bueller. Appreciate the comment. He said, "F your stupidity show. Stop pulling me into your bull shit," which reminds me, I'm going to try calling Kohler now.
Hell yeah.
And you know, we'll try to get some other callers to it. Let's see. I mean, it's 11 o'clock at night here, so who knows if this is going to work.
If you believe in that sort of thing.
But if you want to like look at chats while I try to do that, thank you.
I've read some pretty ridiculous chats here. So if I bust out laughing in the middle of you having a serious phone call with a toilet company about butt cams, then you know
that's disgusting.
Don't mind me. Just ignore me. That's what I'm calling them, by the way, guys. Butt cams. Again, unless you reverse straddle your toilet like a psychopath, it's going to be a butt cam.
So for those who are just tuning in and have no idea what we're talking about, yesterday we reported on the toilet camera that will be put out by Kohler, and we're just curious.
Yeah, Elijah Fire said butt cams, ? Oh, man. If you didn't watch yesterday's episode, they are making a camera for your toilet that is claiming to just identify what is coming out through your excrement, your human excrement, as it were. And we think that's bullshit. We think it's a spy cam, and who knows what the hell it's going to be looking at. You know, obviously, people have private areas that they don't want seen when they're going to the bathroom, and this is going to be a camera that is going to be mounted on the toilet, pointed right at it. So
it says 24/7 on what I'm looking at right now. It's not. They don't have hours that we currently exist within. So maybe I'll try to give them a call.
I was gonna say if possible, maybe get them during the day and try to record the phone call.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell we would do that, but
yeah. That'd be funny. I'm going to try to call him. I'm very curious, guys. What are they doing with your data?
You're going to probably just get some guy in like India anyway that's going to be like, let me put you on hold. And then you're going to wait for 20 minutes to get a manager who's going to say, sorry, sir, we only help with like return transactions and customer complaints. Well, yeah, we're complaining about you guys wanting to put a camera in our toilets.
Take me to the manager. All right. Diwali. Let's get to the next caller.
Metal Flake said RIP butt cam call.
Unbelievable. Dude, unbelievable.
We hardly knew ye.
Lestat travesty, what kind of sick F? Look, I'm trying not to curse, guys. I'm trying to be good. Wants to see an anus, let alone super close up. I mean, I don't know this at all. I'm just going to say probably Peter Thiel has something to do with it.
Is it a butthole cam or a butt crack cam? I guess that depends on the shape of your ass. I don't know. Yeah. These are questions above my pay grade. If you guys have questions about this, let's do this. Let's have everyone call Kohler.
Yeah.
Not just us.
Yeah.
Everybody reach out to Kohler and find out what the hell is going on.
Deanna, I saw a comment from you and then I lost it, but I think you were saying you wanted to call in and you had a cool story. Here we go. I want to reach out to you guys. I have a kick-ass idea. Well, you can try calling in or you can send me a message on Twitter, Instagram, MySpace, Napster, and yeah, Black Guitar. Peter is gay.
LimeWire. Pirate Bay shit.
And legendary, what is your legendary Keefe. That was close call. So, Shane, do you think China and America are lying about finding helium-3 on the moon? I don't know if Trump would be like, sure, let China be the best ones harvesting space. That's weird. I mean, allegedly China's on the dark side of the moon, right? And allegedly they're building stuff. And now they're talking about building a nuclear power plant up there. And they've been talking about building an elevator to the moon for quite some time. I just don't know. You know, I've also seen Trump say he wants to shut down NASA, probably so he can let, SpaceX take over. But, NASA lies about everything. But when it comes to space, I think a lot of them do. I don't think a lot of them really understand it. But I do, because I have a $20 PhD.
Holla.
Let's get to another caller. I'm so upset Kohler has stupid business hours. Like, what about the people who have a problem at 11 o'clock at night with their toilet camera?
What if I get up in the middle of the night and my toilet cam is malfunctioning and I have taken some form of an aggressive relief that I need to have immediately identified and my camera is malfunctioning? I need to know what I ate because I am sick. You guys need to answer the phone right now.
Unbelievable. Imagine if I keep trying to call them right now. I'm like, all right. Well, we'll answer the phone. Well, who do we got?
They're going to block your number. We're going to go to Ann Haldeman.
All right.
Ann Haldeman.
AOL chat room says heretic psychoanalyst.
Ooh, Kazaa, how could I forget?
Oh, man. Napster was awesome.
And if you can unmute your mic.
Ronan said Kohler, the full moon cam company.
Oh, man.
Mike Mason said Street View, California poop map. Yeah. Everyone, David Parker says record your Kohler calls and post it. Let's light him up. Look, Tim's got Liquid Death, and now we have Kohler.
It is you.
Hello.
Yay, it's me.
What's up?
Hi, guys.
Hello.
I absolutely love your show.
Thank you. What's going on?
Me and my ride guy, we listen to you guys pretty much like every freaking night.
Oh, thank you so much.
I had called in before. I talked to you guys about my dreams. I'm the one that I literally cannot speak in my dreams.
Yes.
And I wanted to mention there's another thing with my dreams. Like since I was a child, I get this sensation of someone holding my hand as I'm falling to sleep. And it's comforting. It's not scary at all. It's comforting. And for probably about 6 months, it had stopped. And my uncle was pretty much in the process of passing away almost the entire summer long. Mm-hmm. And we lost him the beginning of August. And just within the past few nights, like I started getting that sensation again of someone holding my hand in my sleep. So it's not something like I want to say that it's this or that it's that, but something that I want to share with other people. Like maybe they get similar sensations or they don't feel weird about it. Like it's something that I get, and then maybe I won't feel weird about it if other people.
And you're saying this happens as you're falling asleep?
Just as I'm falling asleep. You know that part of dream when you jump?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's in that moment, like the in between.
It's called a sleep start, actually, I believe.
When you jump like that?
I feel a sensation of someone actually holding my hand. And sometimes it's like a full, like same size as mine. Recently it's been a child, like a very small hand holding my hand. And I just wanted to share that.
So
I don't know.
Someone in the chat, Born a Hawkeye, said Sal Volcano. I don't know how to read names, but he's a comedian. He was just on Joe Rogan talking about the same exact thing where he had his CPAP mask on, and he jumped up because someone squeezed his hand.
Wow.
So there's
I've never heard anyone talk about this before. That's why I'm like, hey, I'll talk about it. I've never heard anyone say, like I say, that I can't speak in my dreams. Mm-hmm. But, I just wanted to share that. And then it went away for, like, a bit when my uncle was in the process of dying. I mean, the entire summer, Ryan and I were just at the hospital. My daughter, Ryan, and I, like every night, one of us was there. And so it went away to me, it felt like forever, because I'd always kind of felt it.
Right.
And then it very recently started to come back again. But this time it was like a child's hand, not an adult's hand. Not like it felt like, like we were shaking hands. But
well, I'm sorry for your loss.
I just wanted to share that.
I'm sorry for your loss.
No.
And
thank you.
it's terrible. And I couldn't sleep if I had that sensation.
How long? I mean, I know you kind of mentioned off and on a little bit, but how long has this been happening to you? And sorry if I missed that already.
As long as I can remember, honestly. Honestly, as long as I can remember.
And the only thing that you've noticed is that sometimes the hand size changes that you can feel?
This is the first time I've ever noticed the hand size change.
Okay.
So the way I sleep, like I have my left arm kind of jutted out off the bed, and it's just a sensation, like a comforting sensation. It's not scary at all. It's a comforting sensation, like I got you, or something like that. And as long as I can remember, I've felt that. And it's not every single night, but often enough that it's just really just always been a part of my life.
So this isn't like an alarming thing when it happens to you? This is you kind of just
not at all.
Roll with it?
It was alarming that it hadn't happened in so long. It was alarming that while my uncle was in the hospital and in the rehab facility and everything, in hospice, everything we were going with him, it was alarming to me that it didn't happen, because that's when I felt I needed comfort, and it wasn't there. And then it only recently came back again, only this time it was a small hand, like a small hand. Like it felt like, I have 2 children that are grown now, but it reminded me of when like my child would hold my hand.
Wow.
So the alarming part was when it went away, not when it came.
Yeah, that is alarming. That's really, really wild. I definitely could not sleep if that were happening to me.
No, it would freak me the hell out.
And I've been trying to remind myself lately that, like, we talk about so much dark stuff, and I think I know that this world is filled with demons. Like, there's a lot of bad stuff. But also I've been reminding myself, like, we got angels.
The world is filled with light.
But we got to remember the other half. And like, I focus so much on the dark stuff because it's constant, but have to remember the light is there, love, there's beauty, and angels, And I remember talking to someone who this guy claimed to have seen a lot of dead people. And he was pretty plugged into some wild stuff. He also had really wild dreams, very vivid dreams, and was able to talk about things that he didn't seem like he should know. I could research them, but then you could say, well, he's a con artist and he's very good at doing this stuff. I don't know, but he had stories I just couldn't make sense of. They were really crazy. And he would say something kind of like you, not so much the holding hand, but kind of like he would be followed by what he would say are angels. Because he is a Baptist in Georgia, and all this kind of talk was very taboo to him and his family, but he couldn't stop talking about it because he kept being followed by what he thought were dead people. But he's like, he thinks he can see the difference between demons and angels, and he breaks the whole thing down. But yeah, your story, I just unlocked that memory.
I'm kind of curious. Have you ever been able to identify or familiarize the presence, or does this just really just seem like just a random kind of?
It's just comfort.
Okay.
It's just comfort. I mean, I had a very Catholic upbringing. I always refer to myself as a recovering Catholic, which I joke about. I've thought about like going back to the church and everything, but like everything surrounding that, it's always just been comfort. Where, I mean, my mom was a yeller, a screamer, like to the point where like I can't handle people
Mine
yelling.
was too, yeah. I that's one reason I couldn't stay at home anymore, is because there was just so much anger and screaming. I'm like, I can't.
Exactly.
I can't do
Yep.
this.
I love Timcast, but I have to like tune out every once in a while where I'm just like, I feel it and I'm like, oh, nope, just need to take a step back.
Yeah.
But everything surrounding this phenomenon or sensation has always been comfort. It's never been anything like nothing drawing me to do anything. It's just like, we got you, girl. Like you're okay. You're safe. And I've never had like dreams that were, there were dreams like of getting yanked out of bed and pulled and stuff, but like nothing like no night terrors or anything like that. Nothing that I felt that I needed to be comforted from. Every child thinks that what they're experiencing is normal. That's their normal. So what's traumatizing to some child might not be traumatizing to another child. It's like, my mom screamed at me all the time. Like, I got the La Chancla upside the head all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But, this sensation it's been throughout my life. And what was notable to me was the absence of it. Not the start of it, but it was the absence of it. And it was right when like my uncle was passing, and he passed away peacefully. We were with him. I mean, he was surrounded by people that loved him.
Were you holding his hand in the hospital?
Absolutely.
So maybe like that comfort was transferred to you into him, and so
I hope so.
Maybe didn't have that pattern in your regular sleep because you were doing it so often in real life to someone you loved.
That's a good thought.
Maybe. I appreciate you sharing the story and calling back. It's good to hear from you. And call us back whenever you have some new stuff. I'm looking in the chat, see if anyone else, people are very interested. I haven't seen anyone else with similar stories yet, other than that Sal interview on Rogan with the CPAP, someone holding his hand. Pretty wild. But appreciate that. Have a good night.
Thanks, Ann.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Born a Hawkeye with a follow-up says, I've never heard of this. Sal said that he wraps himself up completely in a blanket because he has a CPAP. So he's in a cocoon, but he always puts a body part out to have some cool. Sal's pretty funny. Sweet. Who do we got next?
Let's bring on one of our several Donald Trumps.
Oh, man.
And see what he's got for us tonight.
Oh, man. Incredible.
Stephen Wolf, what is up?
Hello, how you boys doing?
Good
Great.
evening.
It's good to hear from you, Mr. President. How are you?
So we're going after Kohler, I guess, right? They want to put cameras in toilets. Can you believe it?
That's right. What are you going to do about it, Mr. President?
They're going to find your anus with a toilet camera.
What are you going to do about it, Mr. President?
They want to put a tariff on them. 300% tariff.
What if the cameras are American made, though? We're putting tariffs on ourselves at that point, are we?
Well,
Even still.
yes and no.
Oh, man, that'd be hilarious. Is this off-putting
But
to you?
it sounds like Kohler is getting in on this probe thing
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
they want to look up everybody's butthole.
Exactly. And Mr. President,
And I think
that's
it's
not
very
American.
perverted. I think it's very perverted.
It's just un-American. I mean, we should be shaming this company and every other company like them that want to do this. Just exile them. Send them to the new moon.
Right. We'll exile them.
What do you, Mr. President?
We'll deport them. We'll deport them.
Okay, thank you. Is that a promise, Mr. President?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love it. What do you think about this new moon? What do you think about it?
I think it's bullshit. There's so many things that the media lies to us about. It's like it's all bullshit. It's fake news. I think it's fake news.
What about the old moon? Is that also BS?
I don't know. I mean, it kind of has something to do with our high tide, low tides.
Maybe.
The waves of the oceans and stuff. With gravity, it actually has an effect on the planet. So I think it's actually might be real.
Okay. But I heard you're shutting down NASA.
It's got a bunch of holes on it because it's taking a bunch of hits.
Bunch of hits.
Without a bunch of hits from stuff out there in space. They say.
Someone in the chat, Mr. President, NC Native 5 says that you just named the new moon the Moon of America. That sounds about right.
Hell yeah.
That's right, the Moon of America. We're just gonna, we should just name the regular moon the Moon of America because we were supposedly there first, right? Maybe we were there. I don't know. They lie to us all the time.
All the time. Well, I heard you might be dismantling NASA. Is that something that's on your mind?
It's so full of Nazis and shit, and it's absolutely horrible. The real Nazis work at NASA.
Seriously, I mean that we
They
hired them to do
Operation
that.
Paperclip. I mean,
right.
Look at it.
That's right. What else is bothering you lately? There's been so much going on. Is anything in the news really bothering you that you think we're maybe not getting right?
Well, I think that the one thing that really bothers me is all the elevated political violence.
Yeah, it seems like it's just getting crazier by the day, and I'm having a hard time if it's like the media making everyone crazy, because it's also been like this for decades, right?
So in my town up here in Pennsylvania, the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
and I'm just east of Hershey. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So if you've been to Hershey Park,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
okay, literally just east of there. Drive like 20 minutes east of there. You go right to a place called it's called Lebanon, and we make bologna. Okay, bologna, Lebanon bologna. But 400 people on Saturday showed up at the one Veterans Park in the middle of town.
Cool.
No, these were the.
Oh wait, 400 of your own people or Antifa?
400 liberals, 400 crying, whining, loser liberals.
Okay, I thought you were talking about your event.
No, we didn't. We still haven't had our event yet.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Still waiting to find out about that yet.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's been a shit show.
Speaking of that, just real quick, I just want to say Darth Tater says those lady boys were east of Hershey, if you know what I mean. So sorry. Everybody.
Those liberal lady boys. Bunch of crybabies. That's what they are. They're a bunch of losers and a bunch of crybabies.
That's right.
Everybody's talking about no kings. Well, we had a no queens event, I think almost a year ago. It was November 5th. And about 77 million Americans showed up for that at the polls.
So we got no kings, we got no queens. Does anyone have an issue with princes? I mean,
I just missed the one and only.
like
Prince.
princes and princesses, I guess,
The
huh?
Purple Rain Prince.
Ah, yes.
Purple Rain.
So wait, go back. So 400 liberals showed up. What, they caused damage? Was it crazy? They poop everywhere?
They were there for a couple hours. I haven't heard of any reports of anything crazy going on, but in the county where I'm at, we're very heavily Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give you an idea. So I was a voter registration chair for our local GOP, and the last numbers I remember was there's about 150,000 people that live in the county, and there's about 92,000 or so registered voters. About 52,000 or so are Republicans. About 25 or 26,000 are Democrats, and about anywhere from 13 to 15,000 are independents. So we vote for one Republican every presidential election. To give you the kind of the inside baseball.
Yep.
We were in the county that in 2016 on election night, we were the last ones called because one of our polling places had a line wrapped around the building.
Mm-hmm.
And that line went all day long,
Yep.
and it was there until 10 o'clock. If you're in line by 8 o'clock, they cannot kick you out.
Yep. I remember we were waiting on that about midnight or
Yep,
1 a.m.
well-
or something over in Central Time. I think we were still waiting for that, but it was literally the last state everyone was waiting for because it was the election clincher.
Yep, and that was and we pushed Donald Trump over the top by 44,000 votes.
Yeah.
To beat Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And when we did that, that pushed Donald Trump through the 270 threshold to put him in the White House the first time.
Yeah, that was wild.
And that year I was running around like a chicken with its head cut off, getting people registered to vote and
Incredible.
going out to rallies and getting people signs and, calling into local radio shows.
Yeah.
And
The left going after the Amish also didn't help the left.
no, they need to stay. They need to leave the Amish the hell alone.
Like, why?
I love the Amish.
How the hell are you going to go after Amish
You know
people?
that story?
They're like the most peaceful people I've ever seen.
They raided their milk. They raided their
Yeah,
farm.
I know.
If you know the story, do you mind telling it really quick?
I don't live too far away from where that happened.
Could you share
Like,
that story if you know it? Can you share just like a brief synopsis of that story?
So I know the fact of that there's an Amish man that had a farm, and he was making like milk and cheese with raw milk,
Mm-hmm.
and he was selling product, and I guess he was unlicensed or whatever.
Yep.
Didn't have and somebody got sick. They claim somebody got sick and died or something from his products, which I find preposterous.
Me too. Amos Miller, I believe, right? The chat.
Amos Miller, yes, Amos Miller. That's right. That's
Bill
correct.
Dozer 74. Oh, shout out to Bill Dozer, by the way, and Swampy Rumbles.
Now I'll tell you this too. It is Tuesday night here, and in 2 weeks from now, we have an election. And here in Pennsylvania, we have a big opportunity. It's a big, heavy lift, but we are asking everybody to get out and vote. Do not sit out this election. On the back of your ballot, on the back of every ballot in Pennsylvania on November 4th, there are 5 retention questions for judges. All these judges are Democrats. 3 of them are on the state Supreme Court. And it's for 10 years. Retention is for 10 years. And one of the judges is 73, and we have an age limit up to 75. So that judge, she shouldn't even be running for retention, to be honest with you, because she's going to be hitting the age limit.
Even when
here
she
pretty
dies,
soon.
look, knowing the Democrats, even when she dies, doesn't mean she's out of a job.
She makes it. They'll probably just keep parting her out to keep her alive.
If I remember correctly, the last president smelled like formaldehyde and meth-laced ice cream.
Well, so
Corpse.
we have these state Supreme Court judges. They're elected, and they're elected by retention. They can't run. They can't really run campaigns. They're just, and they've been doing this since the '60s.
Mm-hmm.
So these 3 judges, they allowed Tom Wolf to be a dictator and lock down your schools, your churches, your businesses, any of your events like our fairs and stuff, our farm show.
Ridiculous.
All this stuff got shut down and locked down, and these judges went along with it.
Insane.
And the next thing I'll tell you is, on election day in 2020, they decided, hey, we're going to change the election law, and we're going to accept late ballots coming in for 3 extra days.
Yeah,
in Pennsylvania.
Crazy.
Wow, we see how that worked out.
Yeah, just print it like they print money.
Yep. And then bring it in the back of a semi truck.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, we've seen those videos.
We got that. They also commuted Bill Cosby's time in jail.
Right. That's right. I forgot about
There's
that.
there's like a whole lot of shit that they even took the Green Party off the ballot. Okay, like they did a bunch of just a bunch of rotten shit. Like they're supposed to be the umpires, call balls and strikes, but no, they're like referees that are involved in the game, in the team, and trying to bet on who's going to win and lose.
Yeah,
so they've been putting their finger on the scale. Oh, by the way, they also decided that the legislature can no longer draw the maps for congressional districts, state house districts, state senate districts.
So who does it?
They decided that they're going to have their own commission draw the maps because of gerrymandering.
Great.
So now we have the state house is literally the Democrats have a 1-seat majority over Republicans, and we have Republican majority in the state Senate, and we have a Democrat governor, Josh Shapiro. And here's the thing with Josh Shapiro, if you leave these judges, they're allowed to stay in, they're going to be in through 2028. Well, guess what Josh Shapiro wants to do if he wins the governorship next year, again, re-election. He wants to use the governorship as a jumping block from Pennsylvania to Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh, geez.
And we can't have that.
He can't run. He can't run.
Everybody's got to get out and they got to vote. You can't citizens out. You got local races and stuff too, like school boards, mayors, DAs, sheriffs, township supervisors. You got all that stuff on the local side, which actually affects you a lot. And then you have a Superior Court judge race that's running and a Commonwealth Court race that's running. And we need everybody to come out to vote. We got to swamp them, like Trump said last year. We got to swamp them with the mail-in, swamp them with early voting, and swamp them at the polls.
Mr. President, you read my mind. Before you head out, if you could just tell your pitch one last time about the importance of this vote, and maybe even just a few thoughts on Mr. Fetterman. Is he a clone? Is he a good guy? Is he real?
So my thoughts on Fetterman, okay. He had a stroke at the end of 2022 when he ran for Senate and won.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way he won was not really all that fair, but he's in the Senate. And he went to Walter Reed, and because he had that mental breakdown. You remember that?
Of course, yeah.
So here, I think when he was in for the mental breakdown, I think that Walter Reed had the cure to liberalism. And I think they've actually decided, hey, we're going to try it on this guy. And so far, it's actually been working slowly but surely. It's been working. And he seems to be the only person on that side with any common sense.
He's trying. He's definitely got a little better.
I've seen what he said on that News Nation thing where he's sitting up there with Bill O'Reilly, Steve Smith, and trying to remember the other person's name. But anyway, he says, I grew up with these people. They're not Nazis. They're not fascists. And he's right.
Yeah. Yeah, he says he refuses to use those words, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I wish the rest of the Democrats would go along with him and feel the same way.
Yeah, they can't.
But the Democrats are trying to out him. They're trying to out him hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll come. I mean, look at what happened to Eric Adams in New York City. I don't agree with him much at all, but when he came out and said things that sounded logical about illegals destroying the city, they Me Too'd him, they investigated him, and then he ran again. And he's like, you know what, I'm out. I don't want to deal with this stuff. It's insane. Well, it's great. It's great to hear from you as always.
So I'll give you my pitch here really quick.
Thank you.
All right, folks. In Pennsylvania, if you live in Pennsylvania, November 4th, you got to get out and vote. Do not sit this out. We got a big heavy lift, and everybody's got to help lift and help get these judges out. I call it the retention, rejection, election. We got to reject retention. Flip your ballot over on the backside. There's 5 retention questions. Vote no in November. And let's kick all these judges out and put some real people in who actually love our Constitution and love our republic and actually deserve to be on on those benches. So we'll be able to replace them in 2027, before 2028, before the big presidential race, where hopefully we have J.D. Vance as our nominee. I'm hoping he's going to be our nominee. He's the godfather.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. We'll have to spend another phone call on your. We can argue. I
met J.D. Vance in person. I gave him my impression like I've given it to you, and he loves it. He thinks it's absolutely impeccable.
I'm sure he's got a good sense of humor.
And I met him. That was before he was the pick for VP.
Yeah, well, we don't have to do it in the Trump voice, although it would be hilarious. We can talk about Vance another time. But yeah, he does have. I will say he has a good sense of humor.
I'll gladly run as his VP, so I can keep him in line. He was in the E4 Mafia when he was a corporal in the Marines, and I was in the E4 Mafia when I was a specialist in the Guard and the Reserve. So you got to have the E4 Mafia take over MAGA.
All right, we'll see it. Well, Mr. President, it's always a pleasure. It's always great to hear from you. Thank you so much for calling in. As always, we hope you have a great night.
Don't let Kohler look at your anus with their toilet camera.
There's people calling him Colon now in chat with a KH, and it's really funny.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Awesome.
That's
You rule.
absolutely incredible. You guys have a great night and have a good week. All right.
Thanks,
Steven.
You too.
Yep.
Oh man. Born a Hawkeye says Lindsey Graham's the only one that cares about those gosh darn minerals. Dude, Lindsey Graham's got to go. How are him and Mitch McConnell even a thing still? And now I've got people like David Parker saying JD Vance is one I don't trust. Darth Vader says JD is cool. He's not for me. Hesha says Vance is MAGA. Vance will be our next president. Look, I like Vance and he says a lot of things that I really like, that I agree with. But there's just something about him I really don't trust. And for me, you guys know how I feel about Teal, and I can't let that go. And what everything Teal has built in that whole universe, and Vance is a part of that. So, it's tough because I think Vance is very smart. And you guys, if you haven't read his book, you should. It's fascinating. I think it's a very good book. Although there are parts that are like, can't believe you shared that. But that's what books are for. But there's something about him I just really don't trust, and it is about his ties to Teal. He was created by Teal, and I feel like ushering him in as president will just completely solidify the relationship between Silicon Valley and the White House, which is pretty much, they're already one and the same now. But can you imagine? I mean, Teal offered him to the president as vice president material. And he probably will be vice president, Cosmic Wanderer is saying. It's tough. Heretic Psychoanalyst says, Inverted World, we don't believe in the moon. We don't trust the government. We love Jesus. And then there's Brandon. Incredible. That's incredible. Well, let's get another caller in here. And I wrote down a note that I saw. Wait, JME says Shane for president in 2028. You don't want that. I don't want that. You don't want that.
I thought I announced that I was running like 3 weeks ago. Or was that,
you can have it.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
You can have it. But yeah, I got more to say about Vance, and it's just too much to say. I think I do a lot of it in that episode 50 with you when I talk about all the tech stuff, but we'll do it again.
It sounds
I'm sure
familiar,
we'll do it
yeah.
again because as we get closer to every midterms and all that stuff, it's going to be inevitable. Darth Vader says, no matter what you think of JD, he will be better than any Democrat, way better. In the short term, perhaps, but in the long term, he will help build a horrible dystopia with his tech daddy, Peter Thiel. And, it's like Vivek and JD. They say a lot of things I really agree with, but they sound like car salesmen. There's something inauthentic about them. I just can't help but see, maybe I'm just projecting, maybe I'm the problem. But I just, something in me says I don't trust him. I don't believe him, and I don't like the Teal connections. Teal is legitimately a bad person, and anyone in his orbit, I just don't trust. And maybe I'm just being bitter because how I feel about Teal. I'm sure there's some people in his orbit that can't be all that bad, but I mean, my goodness. You know how I feel about Elon and Hoffman, Larry Ellison, the whole PayPal mafia. They're building out the surveillance state, and it's not going to be good. And Vivek and JD with their ties to the vaccines. I'm telling you guys, I don't like the left, and the right's not so cool either. And Glossy Drips as well. It's either JD or Little Marco. Yeah, it's terrible. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I said it before. I said it on IRL. Like, I'm probably not voting. I just don't want to participate anymore. Because I'm tired of just being like, I'm going to vote for the lesser. Because
admittedly, I did that for 38 years.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I wasn't able to vote for the first 18 of them. But yeah, I only just registered to vote for this last election to finally chime in after staying silent for a long time. And it's actually funny because the one thing the left and the right hate together is people who stay neutral. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. If you want to keep your neutrality, I think it's very healthy for people that want to stay out of it. But you will incur wrath from both sides.
Yeah.
Because there are people who want to swing your vote. I was harassed by multiple people throughout the course of this. And Scam SD says, yeah, or Scam KD says, so it's your fault, Brandon. Yeah, it's all my fault. But realistically, that's where I turned in and said, you know what? They say that the one vote makes the difference, and we all know that that's bullshit. I think it's a good ploy to get people out to vote, but realistically, I think there's some people who just don't want to be involved with this shit. And I know I was one of them for a real long time until I felt like it was my obligation to step up and voice my opinion, because shit was getting so bad that I wanted to be that extra vote saying, fuck this, we're done with this. We don't want 4 more years of this shit. Look at how bad our country is. And, you know, it was a hard decision to make. I'm still kind of glad that I did it, but at the same time, you know, like if I would have kept my neutrality, people would have still been pissed off at me anyway. So choose a side or don't. People are still going to hate you for it.
I just don't see a lot of. I see there's things I like right now happening. The immigration stuff. We got to get more people deported. Let's get that border secure. That's better. But like honestly, I don't know how you guys feel out there. But like I'm not seeing a better economy. We're suffering. I'm a family of 5. And groceries are terrible. Gas is terrible. Taxes are terrible.
I just paid $2.60 at the pump like yesterday. It's not.
Yeah, and like
I mean, where we're at, it's not that bad.
That shouldn't sound cheap. That shouldn't sound cheap.
It does, though. I mean, I'm
does.
thinking back to gas. You know, when I was like a kid, and it was like $2. So really 60 cents on top of that. I'm not freaking out about it. It's when we're getting up into the $4, $5, and $6 range that I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I remember when I started driving, it was like 90 cents. You know, 80, maybe 85 cents.
Where the hell were you living?
In New York. In like, yeah, in New York. And if I would drive from New York to Florida a lot.
I'm talking like 198 in Chicago.
198, yeah,
like
maybe like
range.
in college and stuff. But I see David Parker, California is 6. Cosmic Wanderer says you just paid 307. I just don't see the life getting better yet. But I don't think that you shouldn't be relying on the government, and I just want a smaller government. So just to wrap that up, like Born A Hawkeye says, Shane, stop. It's been 9 months. I know. How dare I? I'm just not feeling good about Vance. I'm not feeling good about the tech stuff. Vance
Are you
ushers
feeling
that
better
in.
about AOC?
I don't like any of them. And that's the funny thing. If I have these conversations with people on the right, like super hardcore, like MAGA influencers, they're like, the second I say I'm not happy with something, they're like, oh, you're a leftist? You're a leftist?
To my point, this is exactly what I mean. If you don't agree with either side and you decide not to stand with either one, you've still made a choice.
Yeah.
Now, I see people telling me in here that it's bullshit. Staying neutral is what got us here, but that's not true at all. These people just made a different choice. Now, we haven't had a proper third opposition party ever. Like, people don't vote for liberals, and I'm going to quote the newsroom here. You know why people don't like liberals is because they lose. If liberals are so fucking awesome, how come they lose so goddamn often? That's the point that they're trying to make here. This is really just 2 parties. It always has been. There's never been a good third opposition party for us to vote for. So, in my opinion, staying neutral is the third opposition party. I'm not going to vote for this shit. I'm not going to vote for that shit. I'm not going to vote at all, and that's my vote.
Yep.
I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, I'm just getting very both sides suck to me for various reasons. The left hates the right for all the wrong reasons. The right hates the left for mostly the right reasons because they're openly terrible demons. But the right has totally embraced the technocracy types, and I think that's gonna be very bad for the future. A lot of the things we talked about in the beginning of this episode, when it comes to AI, is now being pushed through with the help of the right with a lot of money. Well, I'm still seeing a lot of suffering in American lives, and it's terrible. It's terrible. But
and no, they're not saying Vance 2028 yet, but some people are, and it's becoming kind of apparent that that's who they are going to probably put up to run against AOC.
We're using Vance's platform right now. You know, he and Teal and Vivek all purchased. They invest heavily in Rumble. I like Rumble, so it's like I don't hate everything they do. But
and don't get me wrong, I'm not discouraging people to go out and vote. Share your opinion. But if I don't mean to quote a fucking Rush song here, but if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
Yeah, and like these days, it's just impossible. I mean, look, That's why I understand the left is so terrible. I would never vote for them. I did in the past, a long time ago. Boy, my sorry. But yeah, both sides are not cool with me right now. But maybe we'll do more of that, a deep dive in that. And episode 50, we go into a pretty deep look into the big tech guys, and how that fits in with Vance and all that stuff. And I share my feelings. So let's get to another caller, though.
Yep.
And while you do that, I will say I took this note right before we went live. I saw you guys in the chat talking about music. I'm like, well, it's 11:45. I can say a few things about music now. And you're talking about Coheed and Cambria. And, you know, it's like I always have a story for everything. And I do have a story about that band. I don't know if you guys, I'm not the biggest fan of that band, but they were from where we like grew up. They were just south of us in Nyack. And we played at Olives all the time, which is where they used to play. And one of those new songs that band put out was they filmed it at Olives again. But every time I see Coheed and Cambria, I think about their original name, and it's fitting name for today's episode. They used to be called Shibuti, and that was how everyone knew them.
Dude, they're so good live.
I've never seen them live.
So good live.
Despite living right near them, we never saw them live. But I've seen live videos. It's insane. They're crazy good.
Favorite House Atlantic live is unbelievable. It was just so good. I saw them with Incubus like last year or the year before.
Oh, that's cool.
When they were doing their tour with them, and the lead singer was sick, and he was still absolutely murdering. And
Sick.
Watching that man play guitar is also insane too. He's just an absolute beast.
Yeah, he's gnarly. There's a song on that new album that's incredible. I was never like a huge fan of them. But I know like there's certain songs that are really, really good, and maybe I'm just missing out on certain stuff that I haven't checked out. But
we're gonna bring on Derek.
Cool.
I think Derek's been in here for a little bit. Let's get him
Sick.
on.
Let's
Derek, can
do
you
it.
unmute your mic?
Let's go.
And yeah, that Sammy Football, that could have actually been one of the shows he was sick on, because he did have a few shows where he couldn't sing really, and he was still doing it anyway. So hats off to that, because playing sick sucks.
Yeah, especially when you sing like that guy.
Yeah, if you're a front man and you're sick, laryngitis or something like that, and you try to put on a full show anyway, that's balls, man, because you're just it's hard.
See, like when I was introduced to them, they had certain songs I was looking for something heavier, but then I heard some songs. They have some incredible riffs.
Yeah, man.
Incredible riffs.
Derek, you there?
Hello.
Do we have a Derek?
Hello. Is it me you're looking for? I wish we could just.
He's not muted, but he's not audible either.
Oh man, the chat is divided on Trump. I mean, on Vance. It's gonna be very interesting to see how that goes. Like Rubio's just Rubio, not for me.
All right, we're short on time here, Derek.
Sorry, Derek.
I'm gonna toss you back.
God, no.
Oh, there he is, right on time.
Hey, look at that.
Yo,
Gotta love browsers.
What's up, man?
Oh, it's a mixed bag. Yeah, so you guys were talking about, have you guys looked into nanotech at all?
Just a bit. I mean, it's getting crazy. I just today saw that someone's developing like a false virus using nanotech. Have you seen that?
Yeah. They were talking about the jab too, having stuff to do that, but those are,
Exactly.
conspiracy theories that I don't think anyone's really going to go along with. Science fiction for the most part.
Maybe.
Or so we think. Who knows? I mean, they lie to us so much that, when they tell us the truth, it very well,
Right.
you could think it's a lie. You
Yep.
know, I think the whole point is just to confuse us to the point where we don't know what's going on.
Agreed.
I mean, look at the Kohler cam that you guys were talking about.
the colon cam, yeah.
The colon cam, yeah. I mean, the problem that I see with that is I personally think it's more of just another room that they can cover to get audio from you, video.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Which is kind of terrifying.
It's gonna make it
you know.
easier for OnlyFans models to promote their brand too.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, you could be everyone that's covering their mics or unplugging their mics from their computers. It's pointless now. They can listen to you through your mouse.
Yep.
It was an article. I'm trying to think who it was. It was a cybersecurity company that came across it. They wrote a program that the vibrations from our voice, these mice, even the ones that you get, like, it doesn't have to be a high-powered gaming mouse.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to have a crazy, dots per inch. but our voice actually moves the mouse. And what ends up happening is they transfer the vibrations just like a microphone does, and it converts it over to audio. And what they can get from it is it's terrifying. You can't go anywhere. They're trying to build the 15-minute cities, as for Vance. I don't trust him one bit. Same thing with Peter Thiel.
Yeah, I mean,
what they're building.
Those guys are literally doing the network cities. I think that's a terrible idea.
Well, it's control, and those who are in power tend to want to stay in power. And they'll go by any means necessary to do it. You look at the Great Flood, which, I mean, that's one thing that every culture can agree upon, was there was a Great Flood. But they talk about, New York City, if you look at the actual buildings, the bottom of them look a lot like doorways. Every major city, really. I mean, these buildings, they could have been there 200 years. At some point in time, they're lying to us about our history. There's no doubt about that.
Definitely.
I'm trying to think of the YouTube channel exactly, but there's this guy, he actually went to Malta, and Malta is covered in, he calls it a polymer, a geopolymer. And he gets into the tombs, and it almost looks like they're apartments at some point in time. Now, keep in mind, he's about 2-3 stories underground. So the island of Malta, and he's chipping away at this stuff, and it does. It looks like some sort of polymer. Yet Malta's, supposed to be a relatively old city, considering,
Yeah, I think there's so much we don't know about our history. They totally lied to us, and I think it's even a psyop when they talk about how our ancestors are just like brutish, cavemen. I think there's so much that they've hidden, and that catastrophes have also hidden. But I think a lot of that stuff has existed or like survived through time, but they kind of gatekeep history. Like they gatekeep everything. They gatekeep today, like news and what's going on. So of course, I mean, they have to. We know they lied about our history.
Well, just like the platform that you're using now, there's always ways around it.
Right.
They can say what they want about humans. For what we know, they're human too. I mean, they could be. We won't get into that right now. But with the whole thing with nanotech, I mean, I think ultimately these guys want to live forever.
They tell us that.
Absolutely.
Which you're playing with hubris there. I don't think it's going to be their hubris is going to kill them, is basically what it is, and it's going to get to the point where they're not even going to be able to control it, because when you pass on, there is a soul. Scientifically we've proven it. There's weight to a soul, and that nobody knows what happens to it. I forget what the exact weight is, but back, I'm trying to think of when it was. I don't have an exact date. Simple Google search will do that. But a scientist basically was weighing a person many people, from the time when they were passing to the point where the weight changed.
That's a very controversial paper that a lot of people attack, or an idea that people attack. Some people really believe it, but I think this is what you're talking about, the Dr. Duncan McDougall from 1907. So, yeah. 21 grams.
20. That's what it is. 21 grams. Yeah. Thank you.
People attack that. So, but I believe in a soul,
Yeah.
And I believe, I don't know what it weighs, if that's exact or not, but for sure I believe in a soul, and they are doing their best, the transhumanists, to like circumnavigate the soul. They're not going to survive, whatever they think they're going to be into the future, living hundreds of years. It's not going to be how they were born. It's going to be this weird hybrid tech. They'll look like Borg.
It won't even be hybrid. They're just going to be machine. Nothing's going to be transferred. Right. The only thing that's going to be transferred is maybe the pathways of their intelligence, but the soul will be gone.
Yep.
There's going to be nothing. They're going to wake up in some place that they don't want to. Ultimately, of course, most of these guys probably already signed a pact, so they're headed there anyways.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's debatable that they even have souls now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's already gone. It's spoken for. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of like one of those. There was a dream. Saw this probably about a year ago. There was a man that he had a dream where it was the big open field and the fence. Did you hear about that one?
No.
And so there's this huge grassy field, and there's a white fence going down. You know, a tall fence. And right in the middle, the post that you can, it's big enough, you know, in between where you can sit on a post. And on one side you had God, and on the other side you had Satan. And Satan basically said, "Hey, if you come over here, I can give you everything you want. I can give you all the knowledge. I can give you all the pleasures, everything that you possibly could want.
Right.
But if you go with him, you can't have what I'm offering you." And the guy thought about it for a second, you know, it's a dream. And he gets up on one of the posts sitting right in the middle and he starts laughing. So he's laughing at God and he's laughing at the devil, kind of like, "Hey, look, I get the best of both worlds." And then it just went black. And Satan came out and he grabbed him by the hand and he's like, "Time to go." He goes, "Whoa, hold on. I, I'm sitting right in the middle. I get a little bit of God and I get a little bit of you." And he goes, "I'm sitting right in the middle of the fence." And he goes, "I own the fence." So it's one of those things that they think they know where they're going, but how many times in science have they got everything completely wrong? I mean, plastic alone, you know, it was an overnight discovery, that something that they completely weren't expecting.
Yeah.
And this whole thing with nanotech, I think it's one of those things that they're trying to push it and incorporate, like with transhumanism. And a lot of the old tech that we still know about, you know, people talk about Tesla, but back in high school, I remember we were working on a Tesla coil, and it wasn't a solid state. It was one of the, you know, you had to use an oil burner transformer. So that's 10, 15, 20,000 volts, depending on the transformer that you start with. And one of the off things with that type of tech is it releases an EMP, and it is not compatible with the tech that we have now. Because when you have a digital world and you have an analog world, they can't coexist without shielding. Whether it be a Faraday cage or anything that's completely grounded. So the automatic sensors for the hand dryers in the bathroom were going off. There was problems with radio signals. There was when you do this, you could have some serious problems. Thank God nobody in that school had a pacemaker. You know, we only did it once, but when we realized we were frying some of the equipment around us, because it needs to be such a fine-tuned machine.
Yeah.
And when high school students are working on it, let's face it, we didn't do all the math. You know, so I mean, we kind of winged it. You know, but there's, you know, we use bottle cap capacitors, things like that, and that's kind of what I feel like they're marching into unknown territory.
Always.
And when I went into college after that, I ended up finding, I think it was the articles, researches, Nikola Tesla, the articles, researches, and inventions of Nikola Tesla. You know, so the book was somewhere around there, and it's still published today, but it's missing a few chapters.
Oh, that's interesting.
The republished version, if you can get a first edition, because that book was a lot thicker, and it was smaller text, the one that I found, and this was when they were doing the barcoding system. You guys remember like the early 2000s, like 2001, 2002, where they, instead of using the Dewey Decimal System, they had barcodes now where you just check the book out. I don't even think they do that anymore. I mean, some of them are using Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But so I go in, they go, "Oh, this is interesting. Nobody's touched this since the 70s. So it's like, all right, cool. So they put the barcode in, they check it out. Within 4 days, I get there was like a historical society or I don't know if it was the Library of Congress. It was somebody that was up there, and they basically said, "Hey, look, you need to return this book. It's so old," because the book was published. It was early 1900s, probably a little bit earlier. I forget when the first edition was. And the pages were falling out. I mean, it was in pretty rough condition. But You look up a first edition now, and it's over $1 million.
Interesting. I did not know
but
this.
I think it was. Well, check it out. It's actually, if you just do Nikola Tesla, if you look it up, and then you look up, first edition book for sale, and I don't think it's because of the rarity of the book, because they republished it. I think it's more along the lines of what's in the book.
Right, of course.
They're trying to redact information
For a man-made Mandela effect.
Yeah, exactly. The Mandela effect is absolutely real, because I think they're manufacturing it.
Yeah, I actually have an article. Maybe we'll pull it up tomorrow. That the CIA was talking about how they could try to force the population to do like a Mandela effect on themselves, like a mass psychosis that affects reality. I'm like, oh, there's probably something to that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, I appreciate that. I'm going to look into that. And do you have anything else you want to share before we go?
No, just hang tight. And if there's, for voting, I think this is something that everybody has to. I don't trust anything that's mainstream anymore. I mean, even Rumble's become mainstream at this point.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff that we have to create, because the problem is when they sell out, we don't know who we're selling out to. Paycheck might seem nice now, but
I know it's case by case. Like, I'm looking at so many people that I thought used to be like legit or authentic, and we're seeing so many people change right now in the past 2 years, 5 years. It's really something else, whether it's music, politics, writing, art, whatever. It's fascinating to see. And there are people, that are like mainstream that I followed that I think are still kind of staying true, but even them, like, I have disagreements with them. And I'm like, all right, well, they don't understand this. Well, I'm thinking of like Johnny Rotten. I saw a recent interview with Johnny Rotten. Johnny Rotten has pretty much maintained being punk rock, but he gets a lot of things wrong. And like, when you listen to him talk about Israel, I'm like, oh man. But, I know he means well. I just don't think a lot of people are I don't think he's very informed on it. But there's something about him that, besides that's really maintained like the core authenticity that's always been interesting about him. There's a recent, it's like a few months old, this interview is amazing, because he's actually like a really good guy, took care of his dying wife for like the rest of her life, the last 20 years. But you're totally right. We should be distrustful of everything. We should unfortunately lead with that, just because we've been lied to so thoroughly for so long. We have to be that way. It's a bummer.
Yeah. Look for somebody that won't. There is no negotiating with these people. There is no middle point. They will do anything that they possibly can to gain full power, full control. And if you even meet them in the middle, you're part of their plan.
Yep. I agree.
And we do have the medium now that we all can get together and say, hey, look, if we're really doing this by the numbers, campaign billions of dollars from corporations go to campaigns, and then they're part of the corporation, lobbying and whatnot. So find somebody amongst ourselves that, hey, look, everybody tune at this time, and then we'll have our own debates. We'll have our own, elections, and then just sign their name down on the ballot. Yeah. Because you can always enter a name.
Yep. I know. The real change is definitely going to come from the bottom up. We can't trust anything from the top down. Never works that way, right or left, whatever. Like, we need to really bake in better morals into the population and rebuild a foundation. And then from there, we can make some actual change. But the foundation's pretty rotten right now. But I still have hope, despite all this darkness.
It's like that Rob Zombie song, trade in your guns for a coffin. So
sick reference, dude.
All right, I'll let you guys go.
Appreciate it, man.
Right,
Thank you for the phone call.
Thanks, man.
Have a good one.
Take care. Peace.
Awesome. Fun episode, guys. You guys in the chat are amazing. I saw someone saying something about we need to talk about Bjork, but I've lost that comment now. We've talked about her before. We can talk about her again on another date. What is this, Johnny Rotten? Ever get the feeling you've been cheated? You guys, if you haven't seen Johnny Rotten talk about Jimmy Savile on BBC in the 70s, and then basically getting banned from the BBC because he was calling out Savile for being a complete degenerate pedophile demon, and it turned out to be true. And there's maybe 10-year-old interview now between Rotten and Piers Morgan, of all people. where Pierce is basically saying like, "Hey, you were right this whole time." Crazy. It's a great interview. Metal Flake says, "Yo, Shane, sorry if the sun question seemed insincere. I'm sorry if my answer was insincere. I really don't know. I think it's something. I do believe that there are stars. I think there's something up there. I just don't know what it is. I don't think what they're telling us is true." Sammy Football. Shane, I wrote you about the Rainmaker kid. All right. Twitter or Instagram. I'll check. There's those other folders where messages go that they just don't alert you sometimes. But yes, Scom Katie, you get it. You saw the Johnny Rotten was brutal with that dude. Old Johnny Rotten interviews are incredible. He's the man. I don't agree with him with everything, but he's the man. He also wore a MAGA hat like 2 years ago that pissed everyone off. Thought that was great. Brandon, where can they find you?
As always, you guys can find me at Brando Inverted on Insta and on X. Thank you, as always, to all of our callers tonight. Thanks to you guys in chat for hanging out on YouTube and Rumble. We greatly appreciate it. We will be back for more weirdness tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you then. Shane, get us the F out of here.
And also, thank you to Tricky Hickey 2402 for the super chat.
Yes.
Listener, first time talker. You're great, Shane. Thank you. Brandon, Toes finally scored.
Taze.
Is that how you spell it?
Jonathan Taze.
How do you say that?
You say it Taze. Now, the only reason I know that is because Taze is a legendary Blackhawks captain for the basically the course of the dynasty.
Okay.
Very big deal in Chicago, like Patrick Kane. And he fell into some pretty bad shit medically. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was related to a jab, but was never came. But he was gone for a little bit. He ended up coming back, making his return to the NHL, playing for another team, and I believe he finally scored a goal after.
Oh, that's what that is. Great.
Yeah. So shout out to that man. He's a legend. It sucks watching what he went through and everything like that, but I'm actually happy for him that he's still able to play, because I was honestly, a lot of us were worried that he was never going to make his return to the NHL.
So Tricky Hickey said he scored after 189 games.
Yeah.
Wow. And is that enough punishment for him, or should it have been worse?
This is a dude that used to score like every night too. Like this dude was amazing. So yeah, that's a hell of a drought for a score,
brutal.
But I'm glad he finally got one, man.
Brutal. Well, shout out to Taze. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you did.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Always a pleasure. You're the best. You guys are hilarious. Thank you so much for the callers. And we'll be back tomorrow night, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Have a safe night. We'll see you all then.